Everyone always says that, right? Everyone always says that Pokemon is like the largest grossing media franchise in the world. I say it. I love it.
Yeah,
dude. But I love it though, because it's like it's a huge win, right?
I say it a lot.
I'm like, I'm an Ariana Grande like stan, right? So I'm like, when she has a #1, I'm like, she's winning. I gotta hype it up on Twitter, right?
So I have a love-hate relationship with it, because I've said it multiple times. I'm sure I could make a montage of the amount of times I'm like, it's the biggest media franchise in the world. But I also hate it because it's this double-edged sword of like,
then make your games better.
Yes, exactly. But that's the problem, because it's like, I also understand why they don't. Because the games are not the reason for that. Like, spiritually, they're the reason for that, obviously, because the
games spearhead it, because, again, going back to Game Freak, going back to their world building, but it's the cards, it's the merch, it's the plushies, it's all of that. It's Pokemon Go. And
that's the frustrating part for me, because it's like, people are like, well, where's all this money going?
Yeah, like,
I'm like,
it's going to merch.
It's going to $400 field. Have you seen that Lucario, bro? Like, what are you talking about? They bought
the 2016 Halloween costume with Lucario. It's epic, right?
Them acquiring like card printing studio, like come on, bro. Like, they reinvest in their IP, but it's relative.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, okay, so the video games make us 20% of our income.
Yeah.
So we're going to invest 20% of our income in the games. That's what they.
Yeah, because here's a question. So obviously they still make a crap ton of money, right, on the video games. When we look at gaming as a whole, right? Like, what is the cap? How much money could they make? Could they actually make? Could there be a scenario where in 2020, maybe Gen 10, we see that like the video games are actually 50% of their income? Is that even possible? Right?
I think it is. Yeah. I genuinely believe that if they did what I'm talking about, and
if we make AJ the president.
Yes, exactly.
President of Game Freak.
And obviously I try to like reel this in a little bit in terms of like how people react to stuff like that, because like I don't run a multi-billion-dollar company, so I'm not going to sit here and be mad at them for not doing what I want them to do. That's why I'm like behind this guy. If I were behind this, they GTA it, and it too could sell 150 million units in a generation.
But do you think that's possible? Because I think also GTA appeals to a different type of person, right? GTA has that like cool factor that like young kids want. Adults will play it.
That's why. I think that's why. Is because of the game that it is in execution. Okay. Like not the theming. I think the theming of Pokemon is strong enough. Okay, that's why it's the biggest media franchise in the world, is because of the theming.
Yeah.
But the execution of the games doesn't make everybody want to engage with it.
That's it. Legends Arceus was the only game, just to add to your point, Legends Arceus was the only Pokemon game in the last 10 years where I was like actively messaging my friends and being like, this is the game you
gotta play this.
You gotta play this. It's not like I'm not gonna be out here pushing, Pokemon Ultra Sun on my buddies.
Right.
They don't care. But Legends Arceus was I feel like it fit like it was just like more widely appealing.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's what it is with Grand Theft Auto, where it's like it's very widely appealing. Yeah. And same thing like
I think here's the thing. I think Pal World kind of tapped into that a little bit.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
even though there was a lot of counterculture to that, right? I still think that's kind of what it was. It was like the edgy. There was a lot of edgy gamers who were like, "Yo, this is sick."